I'll need it. Oh. Yeah, that's weird. Good, how are you? Oh, really?
I was going to go with the
Interesting.
Yeah, I know the girls.
Yeah. They're throwing really, really good hard passes and warm-ups here. All right, welcome in to the Wolverine Classic. Today's game featuring the River Lake Stars 12UA versus the Blaine Bengals. Today's game is played at the Iron Trail Motors Event Center on the Toyota rink here in Rock Ridge in Virginia, Minnesota. A nice brisk drive up here, 20 below this morning on the drive up. River Lakes has played Blaine twice this season. Blaine coming away with both wins, both good, competitive, hard games. So hopefully we have some fun action here today. Tournament rules, we got 17-minute periods with resurfacing after the second period. So we'll have a little break in the action after the second period. All right, starting lineup for the Stars, we got Emery Prosser at center, Macy Barton at left wing, Peyton Akerson at right wing, Anna Wagner at right D, Maya Dolly at left D, and Haley Peterson in net. And I guess we're going to start with the national anthem since it's the first game of the tournament. Attendance for today's game, it looks to be a whopping 32 here in the stands. This is a gorgeous rink, a full walking track, a weight room up here above the rink that overlooks the rink, a media booth up behind me, digital scoreboard. Looks like something we should find ourselves in the River Lakes area. All right, Prosser will take the draw for the Stars. Puck is pushed back by the Blaine player into their defensive zone. Barton puts on the pressure. Puck comes over, bounces off of Akerson. Now put back into the deep area of the zone. Picked up by the Bengals defender. Puck played D to D behind the net by the Bengals. Played up the wall off of Akerson's skate. She tries to center right to a Bengals player. Now the Bengals have skated out of the zone. Up the right side along the wall. Past Dolly into the zone. Shot fired wide of the net. Comes up to the near side boards. Played down low. Picked up by Dolly. Dolly banks off the boards, but it goes past Akerson. Bengals find it. And they'll throw it back down to the corner. Picked up behind the net by Wagner. Passes forward to Barton. Barton off the boards. That's going to go all the way down for icing. Poppy, hi. How are you if you're watching? Hello, Poppy. Pop-Tart. I think she might be our youngest fan that watches. All right, Balloon on the draw. Push that puck to the far side boards. It's tied up and then pushed forward by the Stars out into the neutral zone. No icing. Ref waves it off. Picked up behind the net by the Bengals. Played up the near side boards. Stick on it by Garner. Slows it down. Now it's played out to Prosser at the point. Puck's just inside the blue line. Garner standing there holding the line. Fires it towards the net. It's tipped and goes wide of the net. Bengals have played up the far side boards to the half wall. Held in by Hepner. Puck comes off the wall. Sneaks off a foot and out into the neutral zone. Thrown off a skate by Prosser. Now Martinka throws it into the zone. Picked up behind the net by the Bengals. They'll skate up the far side boards with it. Pressured by Martinka. Intercepted by Prosser. She turns, fires a shot off the leg of the goalie. Rebound comes out. Played to the corner by Davis. Davis tries to center. Goes all the way out to Hepner at the point. She skates past one, then bounces off another and loses the puck. Puck picked up along the far side boards by the Bengals. They'll throw it all the way down. That's going to make it for icing. Bengals have their crew set up here with a couple laptops and a cameraman. Lucky guy over there. All right, face-off pulled over to Davis and the edge. Now played off the wall behind Dolly and into the neutral zone. Picked up by Emery Prosser. She'll skate forward with the puck into the neutral zone. She's pinned up against the wall but moves the puck forward. Martinka tips it into the zone. Pressure plays. D to D pass by the Bengals behind their own net. Now out to the point. Off of Dolly's skate, but it does come out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Prosser. She gets smacked. Peterson will play that puck over to Wagner. Wagner off the boards up to Martinka. Off of Martinka sticking out to the neutral zone. Now the Bengals will play it back into their defensive zone. The Bengals move the puck out to center ice. Davis gets a hold of that one. Puck comes into the zone, held by Dolly. She's going to throw a pass up the near side. Bengals will play it off the wall towards the neutral zone. Push back to Wagner in the star zone. She'll skate forward with it. Across the center ice. Wines fires. Puck bounces off the end wall and out in front of the net. Picked up by the Bengals. They'll play it along the wall. Puck held in by Wagner. Now it comes out to Akerson at the point. Fires a shot. Goalie gives up the rebound. Tipped. And she gets a glove on it. And she'll cover it up. Nice low shot from Akerson. Just about tripped up the goalie there on that one. Face off come to the left side of the Bengals 10D. Puck played out to the point for Hepner. Hepner fires a shot. It's bouncing. Goes just wide of the net. Played by Balloon over to the corner. Picked up by Akerson. She'll ring it along the back wall. Balloon's going to go find it in the far side corner. Puck's taken off of her stick by the Bengals, and they'll skate forward with it. Passing through the neutral zone up to the near side. Willa Prosser sneaks underneath her and takes that puck away from her stick. Now Balloon will find it. Plays it over towards Barton. Puck bounces off sticks right in front. Now Willa plays it out, but it's right to the point. Bengals fire a shot right off of Akerson's shin pad. Balloon will take it. She banks it off the boards down to the Bengals zone for icing. Great shot block there from Akerson. 13 minutes remaining in the first period. Stars leading in shots on goal 3-0, 4 minutes into the game. Faceoff come to the right side of Peterson. Faceoff pulled back by the Bengals to the point. Shot to the far side corner. Hepner skates over onto it. Puck played over to the far corner. Now snuck out of there by Hagelin. She's going to play it out to the neutral zone. It's going to go all the way down for icing. Martinka, Davis, and Prosser out there as the forwards for the Stars on this draw. Face off, pulled back to the corner. Dolly gets a stick on it, pins it up against the wall. Prosser steps in to help. Puck moving back and forth in the corner, and Dolly battling. Now the puck sneaks out to Prosser. Prosser will skate it behind the net, up the near side wall. She's bounced off it. Moves it forward to Martinka. Puck stolen from her by a Bengals player. They'll play it up through the neutral zone. Dolly finds it, bangs it off the boards. Bengals on a change. Bring it in with numbers. Put on net, and Peterson turns it away. Picked up by Martinka on the wall. She tries to pass to Prosser, but she's behind her. Shot on goal. Peterson will glove save and hold on to it. Balloon on the draw. Face off, sits underneath her. She finds it, pushes out to the wall. Shot from the Bengals wide of the net. Puck played out into the neutral zone. And icing again. Face off will come back into the Star zone. Face-off pushed over to Barton. She skates it through the face-off circle. Loses it there, but Hepner will find it. Hepner hits the brakes behind the net. Passes it out. Held in at the point by the Bengals. Now Balloon finds it, scoots it out to the neutral zone. Puck sits under that Bengals player, played forward by Barton. Now back into Barton along the wall. Now back to the Bengals player. She tries to pass across ice, but Akerson's there. She takes it in. Puck played out into the neutral zone by the Bengals. Up the near side wall. Puck tried to get centered there by the Bengals, but Hepner intercepts. Hepner skates it forward up the near side wall. Across the blue line, across center ice, into the zone. Pass across to Akerson. It's tipped off of her stick and into the corner. She'll find it again. Play it over the near side corner. Hepner's still down there low. She lets Prosser step in. Now comes back to Hepner, and she's knocked over, and the puck comes out to the neutral zone. Pass across to Hagelin. Hagelin turns, fires it into the zone. Picked up by the Bengals in the corner. She'll play it up the wall. Wagner steps in to slow that puck down. Now Garner pushes it forward, back into that pile of bodies. Puck goes to the corner. Played around to the far side wall. Dolly steps into it, slows it down. Garner throws a shot wide of the net. Picked up by the Bengals along the wall. They'll play it out to the point. Held in by Wagner. Oh, I guess it came just outside of the zone. And we'll get a face-off just outside of the Bengals zone. Prosser will take the draw. She's got Hagelin and Garner out there with her. She wins it back to Wagner. Goes over Wagner's stick and back to the Star zone. Wagner plays it forward to Hagelin off of her stick. Now she'll tap it into the zone. Off a Bengals player, and she'll stop there, move it back to the neutral zone. Wagner finds it, moves it to Prosser. Prosser moves it forward off a Garner stick. Martinka steps in front of that pass, slows it down. Prosser grabs it. Prosser up the far side. Cuts behind the net. Turns, looking for a pass. Plays it out to the point for Wagner. Wagner fires a shot off the goalie's glove and behind the net. Picked up by the Bengals. Played up the far side wall. Pass across through the neutral zone. Centered on her stick. She pulls it back. Shot deflected. Now played off of Peterson and to the front of the net. Now Emery will skate forward with it. Crosser up the near side. Into the zone. Wines fires high and wide of the net. Picked up by Davis along the far side board. She tries to center it. Bengals take it. Bengals play it through the neutral zone for icing. Bengals had a player sitting over here on our blue line, and she just couldn't get the puck quite to her. Face-off coming to the right side of the Bengals goaltender. Balloon on the draw. She's got Akerson and Barton, Prosser and Hepner behind them. Balloon wins that draw over to Barton. Barton's pinned up there with it. Now it's underneath the feet. Bengals move it forward. Held in the zone by Hepner. Now Barton comes away with it. It's bouncing around in her feet. Now it moves forward. Balloon pushes that forward to the corner, but the Bengals take it there. They move it just forward, and they'll skate it out into the neutral zone. Pass deflected, now turned back towards the Bengals zone. Bengals get it at center ice. They're going to bring it into the zone, pass to the far side. Look down to the corner, centering attempt. Balloon tips that one. And Hepner skates forward with it, passing it forward to Barton. Barton gets a stick on it, down to the neutral zone. Akerson finds it, skates it back to the middle. The brakes, fires a shot, glove save, rebound pops out. Puck along the far side wall, played up to the neutral zone by the Bengals. Now pass intercepted by Garner at center ice. She pulls back, fires a shot, glove save, and the goalie will hold on to it. Great play by Layla there. Find that puck at center ice, go get a shot on. Prosser will take the draw. She wins it over to Garner. Garner plays it out to the point. Held in by Dolly. Dolly will fire a shot through traffic. The goalie plays it wide of the net. Puck up the far side boards. Bengals try to centering pass. Garner throws that one back into the zone, but it's offsides. Coach reminding girls that they need to pass hard. No soft passes. Prosser wins the draw into her own feet and then kicks it forward into the Bengals zone. Picked up by the Bengals. They'll play it forward up the near side wall. Pressured by Wagner. Now it goes over to Hagelin. Hagelin stick handles that one at center ice. Plays it off the far side wall where the Bengals will take it. Up to center ice. Now back to Hagelin as she's just inside the zone. Now played out by the Bengals to center ice. Picked up by Wagner. Wagner skating with the puck. Up the near side wall. Off the boards and into the Bengals zone. Picked up by the Bengals. They're going to play it out, but Prosser's there to stop it from coming out of the zone. Now it's under Wagner's feet along the near side boards. Puck moved forward by Wagner. She turns, fires a shot. Goalie turns it away. Picked up on the far side wall by the Bengals. They're going to play it out to the neutral zone, but Emery's there to steal it. Emery skates it up the near side. Cuts back to the middle. Into the zone, but Martinka stepped in offside. .56 remaining in the first period here. Once again, 17-minute periods and resurfacing every 2 periods. So in this game, it'll be after the second period. Face off, pulled back by Balloon. She finds it herself, plays it over the boards and skates onto it. Up the far side wall. Tries to center, off a skate and turned around. Bengals have it. Passing it out to the neutral zone. 2-on-1 situation arising here. Up the near side boards, centered. A Balloon finds it, gets it to Hepner. Hepner plays it off the wall. Past Barton, and the Bengals take it. Willa Prosser finds that one, puts pressure on. Now comes up to the near side. Bengals try to center. Peterson tries to play it, but it goes under her stick and off the side of the net. Puck played forward. Barton off the wall, gets it out to the neutral zone. Bengals are there for it. Puck's in Barton. Now it comes down. Bengals have a chance here. Shot. Scored. And the Bengals take a 1-0 lead with 6:05 remaining in the first. All right. Garner skates out into the zone into the far side corner. Played up the far side wall by the Bengals. Dolly throws that one on offside.
23, Ariana Lindsay, on assistant. Time of the goal, 10:55.
Face-off pulled back by the Bengals. Played forward into the neutral zone. Off of her back. Garner finds it, moves it forward. Played out to the neutral zone and past Wagner. She's going to hustle back for it, but it's icing. .5:39 remaining in the first period here, with the Stars trailing 0-1. Wagner fires a shot from the point, wide of the net. Bounces out to Prosser on the far side. Back to Wagner at the point. She steps in with it, backhands it down off of Davis's stick. Puck along the wall, held in by Wagner. She's going to skate forward with it, looking for a shot. Fires a shot through traffic. Bounces off a Bengals player and over to Prosser. She skates it behind the net. Tries to get out to the point, held in by Dolly. Dolly fires it back down. Play back to Emery Prosser there on the far side wall, but the Bengals take it away. Held in by Davis. Bengals take it, skate it back, play it behind the net to their other defenseman. Puck moved forward along the wall by the Bengals. Wagner's there to keep it in. Now the Bengals will throw it all the way down for icing. Face off, pulled in the near side corner. Centered, but Barton was on the ground. She got knocked over. Bengals moved out to the neutral zone. Hepner picks it up, plays it forward off of Barton's skate. Now the Bengals take it. They're going to throw it in. Prosser back to retrieve it. She moves it forward to Akerson. Akerson behind Barton. Puck goes out through the neutral zone, picked up by the Bengals. She'll play it forward. Back to Barton. Barton has it taken off of her stick as she comes into the zone. Now back to the Bengals and into the zone. Hepner steps forward, steals out and brings it into the zone. Fires a shot, deflects wide. Akerson gets to it. Puck along the end wall. Akerson goes down in a pile. Balloon's helping. Balloon gets taken down. Now the Bengals come away with the puck. Bengals skating forward with the puck into the zone, and they are offside. Prosser, Garner, and Haglund out there for the Stars, with Hepner and Prosser behind them. Face-off one back by the Bengals. Played into the zone, past Hepner, around behind the net. Prosser gets to it. She's pinned against the wall by the Bengals player. Puck sneaks out, the Bengals take it. Willa Prosser pins her up against the wall. Emery's trying to fish that puck out of there. Now it comes out, Garner bangs it back into the corner. Gets it back to Willa. Willa has that puck taken off of her stick behind the net. Bengals play it back behind the net again. Hagelin gets that one out into the neutral zone, picked up by the Bengals at center ice. DDD pass, moving it forward up the near side into the zone. They'll dump it in, but Prosser gets a stick on it. Brings it to the corner, skating, hits the brakes, moves it back forward to Garner along the near side wall. Bengals find the puck, fire a shot wide of the net. Puck sneaks out at the point, shot right off the Bengals player in front. Peterson with the poke check. Another shot right into the back of a girl, now shot through the crease. Fired through traffic to the far side corner. Bengals will play it out to the point. She moves it back forward along the half wall. Her shot deflected by Prosser. Prosser rings it along the wall. Out to the point for the Bengals. They'll play it back down into the corner. Hepner steps in for it. She'll turn, fire it. Bounced off the wall and behind Hagelin. Shot chopped. Picked up by Prosser. She moves it to Garner. Garner plays it back behind the net. Picked up by Prosser. She'll move it forward, looking for Hagelin. Hagelin plays it, but is kept in by the Bengals. Shot on goal. Played out to the neutral zone now by the Stars. Penalty for too many men on the ice against the Bengals. They got caught in a change, and the girl coming off the bench caught the pass before the other girl got onto the bench. So the Stars will have their first power play opportunity. Barton, Balloon, Akerson, Dolly, and Wagner out there for the Stars. Face off, pulled to the near side boards. Wagner steps in to push it down low. Behind the net. Balloon chases over to it. Now it gets over to Barton. She plays it off the wall. Gets out to Akerson. It's off of her, sticking back to the far side corner. Now played out to the point, held in by Dolly. Dolly fires a shot through traffic, and the goalie got a foot on it, put it off the pipe. Now it's played out to the neutral zone by the Bengals. Wagner's pass deflected and comes back to the near side boards. Akerson retreats to grab it. Akerson skating forward with it, moves it forward to Barton. Barton brings it into the zone, hits the brakes just inside the zone. The Bengals take it away, and they're going to dump that one down for icing. 1:19 remaining on the penalty.
Number 14, Emma Andrews, 2 minutes for too many players on the ice. Final penalty, 15:08.
Prosser now out there with Akerson and Barton. Prosser and Hepner behind them. Faceoff sits underneath the centers, pulled back by Blaine. They'll skate it back to the corner. Played out, but held in by Hepner. She fire one towards the net. Goalie saves. Blaine plays it up the near side wall. Barton sneaks in. Now Akerson gets the puck, throws it towards the net. It tips off of Emery's stick and goes just wide. Emery plays it out to Willa. Willa firing a shot through traffic. Goalie glove save, but drops the puck right in front of the crease. And now Blaine will take that and play it out into the neutral zone. Cross center ice. Into the zone. She cuts past Willa. Fires a shot. Peterson saves and covers. Prosser wins the draw to Prosser. She'll skate the puck to the corner. Has it taken from her in the corner, but she gets it back. Willa Prosser skates it forward. Through the zone, out into the neutral zone, across center ice, moves it forward to Garner, into the near side of the zone. Put on net, and the goalie will cover that one up. 25 seconds remaining in the power play. 17 seconds remaining in the period. Stars trailing 0-1. Face off, pulled to the near side boards by the Bengals. Played up the wall. Out into the neutral zone. Bengals spring one. Dolly gets back to help out. Puck comes up the near side wall. Played out to the point. Shot as the buzzer goes, and that'll do it for the first period. Stars trailing 0-1 after 1.
There's an old man sitting next to me. He said some kind of blame me and I'm not really sure. It's sad, it's sweet, and I don't believe when I walk beyond the man's clothes.
All right, back to second period action. 17-minute periods here at this tournament. We'll resurface after the second period. Stars will have 8 seconds remaining on their power play. We got Prosser, Akerson, Barton, Garner, Wagner, and Dolly out there. Prosser wins the draw and pushes it forward into the Bengal zone. Would have been on net, but the girl got to it just in time. Dolly fires a shot from the point, wide of the net. Goes to the far side wall, picked up by Akerson. She fans on it, and the Bengals take it away. Well, the Bengals will skate it back behind their net, playing it up the near side wall. Dolly dives in to hold that in the zone. Now played out into the neutral zone by the Bengals. That one's going to go all the way down for icing. And the Bengals are back to full strength. Prosser will take the draw for the Stars. Out there with Hagelin and Garner. Wagner and Dolly behind them. Prosser pushes it to the near side boards, past Hagelin. Blaine player picks it up. She plays it along the end wall. Garner steps in front of it, plays it back behind the net. Picked up by the Bengals in the corner. She'll skate it out of the corner. Hagelin got a piece of that pass. Comes off of Garner, but out to center ice, picked up by Wagner. Wagner dumps it into the zone. Played up the far side wall by the Bengals. She'll skate forward with it. Plays it past Wagner, tries to skate through her. Puck comes out to the point, held in by the Bengals. Puck comes off a skate. Bengals coach mad about Wagner staying in her skating lane. She said the Bengals player moved lanes to get into Wagner's lane and initiated the contact, so no penalty there. Played in offside by the Bengals. Balloon on the draw with Davis and Martinka. Puck pulled back by Blaine. Davis got over and knocked that girl down. Now it comes back into the zone for Prosser to find. She banks it off the boards, but not out of the zone. Balloon finds it in the ref's feet. Moves it forward into the neutral zone. Backhands it forward, but Blaine's there to intercept. And Willa finds it at center ice, moves it forward to Martinka, who plays it up into the ref. She plays it into the zone now. The Bengals will take it. Back up the wall, held in by Willa. Held in by Willa again. Now it comes out into the neutral zone. Davis slows that girl down. The lagging player skated in offside. Stars leading in shots on goal 7-4. Puck pushed forward off the draw. Now brought into the zone by the Bengals. Centering attempt intercepted by Prosser. She'll skate forward with it. Cross center ice, takes it wide, fires a shot about over the net. Now the Bengals played out into the neutral zone. She makes a move, gets past Prosser. Has trouble with the puck though. It gives Prosser time to get back. Now Hepner gets in front of that one. Peterson gets a leg on it, save, and another save. Peterson made a couple of gorgeous saves on that one. Balloon doing a nice job not stepping to the face-off circle until Barton got her skate retied. Bengals win it back. Played out to the point, but it's intercepted by Akerson. Played out to the neutral zone. Now she gets back to it and dumps it in. Barton's going to race over to get to that one unless it comes out the near side wall. Balloon gets to it first. Now up the wall. Barton got a stick on it, and then Hepner kept it in. Played down the wall, but Bengals take it. They'll play it off the wall. Hepner gets a stick on it, slows it down. Wagner playing it forward to Akerson. Akerson turns and fires it into the zone. Picked up by the Bengals behind their net. They'll play it up the far side wall. Wagner steps in on that one. Played out to the neutral zone. Dolly's there for it. Dolly moves it forward, but the Bengals are there and take it. Now back to Wagner. Wagner to Balloon. Balloon moves it forward to Hagelin. Hagelin throws that puck into the zone. The Bengals catch that pass. And Dolly with it in the neutral zone. Moves it forward out of Garner's reach. Bengals play forward. Garner intercepts, throws it in, just wide of the net. Goalie will reach or stick out and play that one. Puck in the corner. Skated forward by the Bengals. Now back into the corner. Now comes out in the neutral zone. Off of a stick. Now Wagner chases back to get to that one. Leaves it for Dolly. Plays it out to the neutral zone. Goes out to Prosser in the neutral zone. She plays it past that Bengals player, but a little too hard, so the puck goes behind the net. She finds it. Tries to pass that one to the girl coming into the zone, but the Bengals intercept. Prosser finds that one just inside the blue. Prosser brings it into the zone, past the girl, fires, and her stick is lifted as she's firing that shot, and the shot just dribbles wide of the net. Well, Bengals try to clear the zone. Hepner keeps it in. Bengals coaches do not like the physicality from the Stars. Puck comes out to the neutral zone, picked up by Prosser. Prosser goes down. Puck. Blaine with the puck. Now our coaches are complaining that there's no tripping call on that one. Now Balloon brings it into the zone. Balloon ridden off that puck and falls down. Puck goes to the corner, picked up by Martinka. Centering, out of the reach of Davis. Hepner throws a shot. It sits in front in the slot. Balloon turns, fires wide of the net. Now the Bengals take that puck in the corner, played up the wall. Bounces off the stanchion, out to Balloon. She throws it towards the net. Now Balloon will chase over the far side corner and grab it. Puck sneaks out, and the Bengals will take it. They play it up to the near side, but Hepner's there to grab it. She does not wait long enough. It was very offside, but they didn't call it. And I think the ref is getting frustrated with the complaints from the Bengals coaching staff. He's kind of shook his head at him again. Prosser will take the draw out there with Barton and Akerson. Face off, one towards the boards. Played behind the net by the Bengals. I'll pick it up in the far side corner, skate it up the half wall. Out in the neutral zone, past everybody. Rolling on end. Puck played in front of the net. Puck played out to the Bengals point and held in. Their goal makes a diving stop for it. Now played over the far side. Picked up and played out to the point by the Bengals. Played along the wall, intercepted by Prosser. Prosser fires a pass over to Barton in the center ice. She tries to pull it back, but it's taken off of her stick by the Bengals. Behind her net, up the far side. She is taken down, hacked by Barton. Barton will go for tripping. Two for a slash, the call, as Barton took that girl's legs out as she skated by. Stars will go on their first penalty kill of the day. All right, we've got Prosser, Akerson, and Hepner out there. Face off, pulled back to the corner. Prosser will stop and pick it up, moves it back to the corner. Moves it forward for Emery, but out of her reach. The Bengals will take it at center ice. Puck in the zone, now moved up to the neutral zone. Hepner's pass intercepted at center ice. The Bengals will skate it in. Up the far side, taken off of her stick by Akerson. Played out to the neutral zone. Prosser's there. Prosser's got a one-on-one opportunity here. It's chopped off of her stick. She'll throw it wide of the net. Picked up by the Bengals in the corner. Out into the neutral zone, skating it forward. Hepner gets a stick on that one to stop the pass. Let the Bengals get it again. Play it into the far half wall. Willa throws her body against the wall. Out to the point. Shot through everybody into the corner. Hepner sneaks in, puts her stick on that one, but it comes out to the Bengals player at the half wall. Her pass across the middle. Now dumped to the far corner. Prosser racing for it. She pins that Bengals player up against the wall and skates away with it. She plays it off the wall, but there's nobody there, so we're on a penalty kill. Puck out to the point, shot through. The girl standing on the back door wide open with a fan on it. Prosser throws that one for icing. .46 seconds remaining on the Barton penalty. Stars still trailing 1-0. Balloon, Garner, Dolly, and Wagner out there. Up along the far half wall, pushed down to the corner. The Bengals will take it there. Tapped off of her stick by Wagner. She plays it off the boards. It'll go out to the Bengals at the point. Right past her. Balloon tries to get it out through the neutral zone. Dumped back in by the Bengals, and it'll be offside. Balloon on the draw. Pushes to the far side, but the Bengals player grabs it there. Now back to Wagner. She fires it forward off of Garner's stick and out through the neutral zone. Picked up by the Bengals and moved back forward. Dolly kept that one out of the zone, but then the Bengals player got it back. Centering attempt through everybody. Now out to the point for the Bengals. She fires a shot. Doesn't make it through. Slipped the shot just wide of the net. Now Wagner putting pressure on. Peterson gets a stick on that one. Intercepts the centering pass. Now the near side corner. Now Wagner will find it behind the net. She bangs it off the wall. can't handle it. The Bengals slip away with the puck. Garner got a stick on it. Now played out to the point for the Bengals. Intercepted by Balloon and out to the neutral zone. Gets it to Garner. Garner up the far side wall. Shovels that one into the zone. Pass intercepted by Prosser just inside the zone. Slips past one. Tries to center it, but it bangs off a stick and into a Bengals player. Now played up the near side by the Bengals. Now Hepner gets to it. Prosser sneaks away with that puck. Skates along the blue line. Leaves it for Willa. Willa shovels it forward. Gets it out of the zone. The Bengals will bring it in offside. Face off, push to the near side by Prosser, but the Bengals take it. Davis knocks that girl down as she's going into the zone. Now puck sneaking around right on the blue line. Pops into the star zone. Prosser passes far across. Bounces off a stick and goes to Martinka up the far side. Into the zone. Tries to center. It's intercepted. Gets it back. Tries to center again. It goes through everybody. Picked up by the Bengals and bounced just over Emery's stick as it comes out of the zone. Emery skates it all the way back into our zone. Up the far side, sneaks the puck forward, and the Bengals will take it there and dump it back down. Hepner plays it off the wall, gets it forward to Davis, who throws it into the zone. Now goes to Prosser. Prosser cuts middle, fires a shot off the goalie's leg and turned away. Now back to Prosser. Prosser makes a move, goes to the corner with the puck. Tries for the wraparound, it bounces out in front, off of Martinka's stick and wide of the net. Now Hepner finds it, moves it back down towards Martinka, but the Bengals will take it. Played it behind the net by the Bengals, over to the far side corner. Played cross ice and out to the center ice, picked up by Hepner. Hepner dumps it in from the red line. Now the Bengals will throw it back out. Willa Prosser's there for it. She skates it forward across the center ice, into the zone. Winds, fires off the goalie's blocker, into the corner. Balloon sneaks out of the corner, brings it to the middle. Tries to get it on her forehand, falls down, pushes the puck through off of Barton, stick into the corner. Out to the point, held in by Willa. Shot through, goalie will get a leg on it and cover it up. All right, Balloon on the draw. She wins it back to Wagner at the point. Wagner fires a shot. It bounces through. The goalie plays it with her stick out to the corner. Puck played out by the Bengals to the neutral zone. Wagner's there to intercept. She'll play it off the wall. Bengals pick that pass up inside their zone. Played forward through the neutral zone. Good puck movement by the Bengals here. They'll play it down into the corner. Wagner races for it. Centered off the side of the net. Shot blocked. Peterson saves and covers. .550 remaining in the second period. Puck played out to the point by the Bengals. Shot through and wide of the net. Will be picked up on the half wall by Dolly. She's pinned up against the wall, and the Bengals take the puck, move it forward back to the corner, but Prosser's there for it. She plays it forward to Akerson. Akerson has trouble with it, but leaves it for Wagner, who's streaking up behind her. Wagner brings it into the zone, fires a shot off the shin pads of the girl in front of her. Puck goes to the corner, played up the half wall by the Bengals. Through the neutral zone, that's going to make it all the way down for icing. Malone, Haglund, Garner, Hepner, and Prosser out there for the Stars. Puck one to the far side corner, out to the point. Prosser fires a shot. Floats in and picked up by the Bengals. Now played forward by Hepner, off the wall and into the zone. And back out to the neutral zone by the Bengals. She skates past one. Hepner gets a stick on her and slows her down, but she retains possession of the puck. Now Hepner gets it, skates it behind the net. Tries to play that puck forward, but she's pestered. Now it's pinned up against the wall there in the corner. Shot just through the crease over to the far side corner. Played forward by Garner, held in at the point by the Bengals, shot it off their own girl's shin pad. Willa got to it, got a stick on it, now it comes over to Hepner. Hepner skates up the near side, across center ice, brings... Ooh. Hepner is just railed into the corner of the boards there as the bench ends. Shot, deflection goes wide. Martinka is held up against the wall there and knocked over. Now the Bengals will skate forward with the puck. Puck comes just outside the zone and Willa brings it back in, so we'll get an offsides call. Prosser will take the draw, wins it over to Davis, moves it back to Dolly at center ice. Center move forward to Davis, brought into the zone, shot wide of the net. Puck played out to the neutral zone, glove down by Wagner, she'll throw back in, offside. One of the Bengals players getting a talking to for a little shove after the whistle there on Martinka. Prosser wins the draw, pulls it back, throws it back to Dolly at center ice. Dolly up the near side wall, has trouble with the puck, but then pushes it forward just out of Davis's reach where the Bengals will take it. They play it up to the neutral zone, up the far side, into the zone. She gets the stick tapped off of her, or the puck tapped off her stick. Centered by the Bengals, but Prosser's there for it. I'm sorry, forgot the camera. Played forward to Davis at center ice. Davis skating forward with it, brings it into the zone, winds, fires wide of the net. Prosser finds that at the half wall, but Bengals tip it forward off of her stick, but Akerson's there. She fires it forward. It goes right to Prosser. Prosser's knocked out. Barton gets a shot, and goalie makes a save. Puck played out to the neutral zone. Hepner's there for it. Hepner skates forward with the puck, brings it into the zone. Up the far side wall into the corner, centers. Bengals intercept it, but Hepner gets it back. Backhand centering attempt. Bengals are there for it. Played up the blue line and out into the neutral zone by the Bengals. Hepner's got that pinned up against the wall. Akerson steps in trying to help, but the Bengals take it. Puck comes into the zone. Shot, glove save, rebound pops out. Played out to the point, held in by Prosser. She'll dump it forward. Now back to Prosser at the blue line. Now back to Prosser and sneaks back Prosser at the blue line. Bengals skating forward with the puck into the zone. It's picked up by Hepner. She'll skate it forward. Almost has it intercepted. Now it comes off her stick to a Bengals player. Akerson along the far wall, kicks it forward. Prosser moves that puck forward. Trying to get it into the zone. Puck's along the wall. Now Prosser brings it into the zone. Makes a move, brings it to her backhand. Hits the brakes. Now out to Willa at the point. Willa fires a shot. Goalie's going to save it. Rebound pops out. Nobody's there for it. Garner sneaks over. Blocks that pass. Now Balloon's going to chase over onto this one in the corner. She pins that girl. It's twice her size up against the wall. That girl is tall. Balloon using her leverage there to move her off the puck. Puck rings around to the far side boards. At the half wall, comes out to Prosser at the point. She tries to fire one. It's intercepted on the way. Puck banked off the wall and chipped out past Prosser to the neutral zone, center ice. She turns, fires it back to Garner at center ice. Garner skates forward with it with speed. Tries to make a move. It's taken off of her stick and played back to the blue line. Held in by Dolly. Gets to Balloon at the half wall. Now played down to the corner. The Bengals will find it. 1:05 remaining in the second period. Bengals player winds, fires, looking for a pass all the way up. Bounces off of her back. Now Dolly finds it. She plays it back towards Martinka. Wagner skates up onto it. Wagner dumps it in, bounces off the end wall and back towards the net. Wagner gets back to it. Puck held against the end wall. Now Martinka gets it. She'll pin it up against the wall. Wagner trying to force the puck to move. Wagner pulls that puck out of there, moves it behind the net. Backhands it through Martinka's legs. Now the Bengals will play it up the wall. Dolly gets a foot on it, keeps it in the zone. Davis tries to get a shot. It's taken off of her. Now moved out to the neutral zone by the Bengals. 20 seconds remaining in the period. Puck played off of her stick by Wagner. Then Prosser got a stick on it. It's sitting there under a bunch of bodies. Moves out to the blue line. The Bengals will throw a shot off of their own player's helmet. 7 seconds remaining. Wagner skating forward with it. She's going to fire one from center ice. The goalie will play it out wide of the net. And that'll do it for the second period. After 2, the Stars trail 0-1, and we will go to an intermission for resurfacing. We'll be back for the third period. The Zamboni is off. Both teams are back, just waiting on the officials. He said have the girls look at the camera. Well, the media guy hasn't started playing the Jeopardy theme song waiting for the refs yet. There we go. Now we've got some officials. Oh, hi, Joe from Florida watching. Woo! We got a fancy light show. They really went all out for this high school arena. All right, back for third period action here in Virginia, Minnesota at the Iron Trail Motors Event Center on the Toyota Arena rink. Stars trailing 0-1, 17 minutes in the third period. Stars leading in shots on goal 13-7. Bengals slipped one past. Face-off one back by the Bengals. Played up the far side wall. Pass dollying into the zone. Wagner will chase over to get to it. Skates behind the net. Hits the brakes. Moves it back forward. Off the wall behind Barton. And out to the point. The Bengals will throw one in on net. Peterson saves. Turns it away to the corner. Picked up at the half wall by the Bengals. Now Wagner will sneak in and steal it. Plays it off the wall towards Akerson. Past Akerson to the point. Shot from the point. Deflects wide. Goes to the far side wall. Play to the half wall. Now Balloon will sneak in. She loses that puck under her stick. Barton gets it out to the neutral zone. Picked up and moved forward to Akerson. Akerson fires a shot. It's tipped wide of the net. Bengals play it up the near side wall. Pressure put on by Barton. She steps away with it. Fires a shot. Saved by the goalie. Rebound. Bouncing. And the goalie will save that one. Great opportunity for the Stars there. Puck bouncing. Bounces off the goalie and out in front of the crease. And she gets over to save the rebound on the quick shot. Prosser wins the draw over the near side. Now it's played back to her and she dumps it into the corner. Bengals will find it in the corner. Play it behind the net to their other defenseman. Garner puts pressure on, but the Bengals move it up the half wall. She has trouble with it along the half wall. Now it sneaks out of there, and the Bengals will pass it forward, intercepted by Hepner at center ice. Hepner into the zone with it. Passes across to Garner. Garner with a backhand shot that deflects and goes to the goalie. Face off, push to the far side corner. The Bengals play it behind the net. Played up the wall, but intercepted by Akerson. She rings it around the boards. That'll come over to the far side for Barton to find. Barton pulls it off the wall, skating towards the middle, throws it towards the middle. Akerson gets to it, throws a shot on, the goalie will cover. Face-off pulled back to the corner by the Bengals. Played around behind the net. Akerson steps over in front of that one along the half wall and plays it back down to Barton behind the net. Barton tries to center. It goes off a foot and goes back behind the net. Akerson centers off of feet and bounces out in front. Off of more feet, Barton turns, tries to get a shot off, but her stick hits the girl in front of her. Prosser skates it out up the half wall, hits the brakes, turns back, centers, goes right through the middle. Willis steps in to grab that one, brings it down, skates it behind the net. Centers to Barton, backhand shot, bounces up. Now a shot turns just wide of the net. Puck comes up along the half wall. Barton turns, fires. Prosser tips it. It goes wide of the net. Played out to the point. Hepner gets it on her stick, and it bounces out just into the neutral zone. Akerson plays it off the boards, but the Bengals take it. She's going to fire that one all the way down for icing. Good pressure from the Stars here to start the third. 14:39 remaining in the third period. Stars trailing 0-1. Balloon on the draw. She wins it back. Comes out to Dolly. Dolly fires a shot. It's deflected by Balloon. Goes wide of the net. Played up the wall. Dolly steps in to keep that one in. Now it's played out by the Bengals to the neutral zone. Wagner brings that one forward, lays it across and into the near side corner. Bengals played up the wall, but Martinka gets a stick on it, centers it, gets it to Davis. Davis fires a shot. Interference called against the Bengals. As Balloon was trying to get to the puck, she knocked her down. The Stars will go on the power play. Prosser will take the draw, pushes to the near side boards. Now it goes to the corner. Prosser skates up onto it. She's pushed against the wall, but skates through it and gets the puck out along the half wall. Hits a bump and slows down. Now played out in the neutral zone by the Bengals. Prosser will get back to it. She's pressured. Gets it to Willa. Willa plays it forward through the neutral zone. Akerson throws it into the zone. Now back out to the neutral zone by the Bengals. Puck into the zone. Akerson finds it. Fires a shot over the net. Puck out to the point. Wagner throws it back down the half wall. Now played out to the neutral zone by the Bengals. Will is there for it. Played up the boards. Puck brought in the zone, shot, blocker saved by Peterson. Played by Balloon over to Barton along the half wall. She turns, throws a pass up the middle. And that'll not get whistled for icing. Puck bounces off the back of the Bengals player and comes back over to Akerson. She centers. Puck pushed just wide of the net by Hagelin. Now it comes back to Hagelin. She plays it down to the corner. Puck run around the boards by the Bengals. 40 seconds remaining in the power play. Wagner bangs it off the shin pad of the Bengals player. Comes out to the neutral zone. Garner skates up to it. Fires it forward into a Bengals player. Now Wagner skates it forward. Wagner will bank it off the boards and into the zone. Garner chasing. The Bengals sneak it past her and up the far wall. Intercepted in the neutral zone. Now Garner has it on her stick. Skates it around. Moves it forward to Dolly. Dolly up the far side. Winds and fires. Shot on net. Goalie will turn it away with her stick and into the corner. Bengals played out into the neutral zone. Off of her foot. Back to Dolly. Dolly steps across center ice and throws it in. Two seconds remaining in the power play. Face-off pulled back by the Bengals. Skated to the far side. Puck bounced off the ref. Now played in by the Stars. Davis chasing. The Bengals will pick it up. Play it behind their net to the far side wall. Picked up at the half. No, under her stick at the half wall. Puck sitting in Hepner's feet. Just inside the blue line. Now it's pulled out by the Bengals into the neutral zone. They play towards the middle. Willis sneaks over and got a stick on that one. Now it's on this blue line here in front of us. Now in the neutral zone. Prosser pushes it forward along the boards. Martinka fighting for it. Now Prosser sneaks in. She tries to get it forward. The Bengals sneak it out of there. Into the zone. Firing a shot. Peterson turns it away with her leg. Picked up on the wall by the Bengals. Skated past one. Centered. Prosser got a stick on it. Now Martinka skates up to it. Gets it out to the neutral zone. Picked up by the Bengals. She plays it up the near side wall and into the zone. Hepner will pick it up behind the net into the far side corner. Her pass deflects off a stick and out to the center ice. Now played into the zone by the Bengals off of Emery's skate. Now over to Akerson. Akerson pulls that one back in offside. .54 remaining in the third period. Stars trailing 1-0. Face-off pulled back by Balloon. Dolly gets it, moves it forward along the wall, plays it right up the wall, but the Bengals player's there for it. Now Barton gets over to it, brings it up the wall, whiffs on it as she comes into the zone. Now comes back to her. She moves it forward to Akerson. Akerson along the wall, moves it to Balloon in the middle. Her shot off a shin pad in front. Now Wagner steps onto it. Centered. Tipped by the Bengals and sits there near the face-off dot and played out into the neutral zone by the Bengals. Dolly's going to hustle back to get to that one, so no icing. She plays it back out in the neutral zone. Puck comes down. Barton brings it into the zone. Center to Akerson. Akerson gets a shot. Goalie makes a beautiful leg save. Held into the zone by Dolly. Now it sneaks past her. The Bengals bring it out to center ice. Wagner takes that away from her and plays it forward. Into the zone. Barton chops that one down into the corner. Akerson races for it, gets a stick on it. Barton goes down and falls down, knocks that girl down. Puck rung up the wall to Hepner. Hepner finds it in her feet, has it pinned up against the wall. Now it comes past her, but Akerson's there to keep it in the zone. Sneaks out past her. Barton will throw a shot wide of the net. Goalie plays it with her stick into the corner, picked up by the Bengals. Bengals play it forward, out into the neutral zone. Hagelin will skate back to it. She moves it across to Wagner. Wagner forward with the puck, cross center ice. She'll bring it into the zone, fires a shot that's blocked. Played behind the net by the Bengals. Up the near side, nope. She turns it back the other way. Puck rings along the far side wall. Pressure put on by Garner there. She turns, fires it back into the zone, offside. Face off, pulled back to Prosser. Prosser's going to fire that one down into the corner. Puck rings along the boards behind the net and into the far side corner. It's picked up by the Bengals. They play it forward, held in at the point by Hepner. She'll fire a shot wide of the net into the near side corner, picked up by Prosser. She's ridden off by the Bengals. The Bengals will take that puck and skate it up the near side wall. But Prosser steals it back, throws it down to the corner. Puck into the far side corner. The Bengals will skate it out, play it out into the neutral zone. Prosser throws it in, and offside's the call. Face off won by Balloon. Up the far side now, the Bengals will play it down into the zone. Now picked up by Prosser. Prosser hits the brakes. Back up the far side wall, skates past that girl. With speed up the far side, across center ice, into the zone. Tries to cut middle. Puck bounces off the side of the net. It got chopped up and goalie tried to get a glove on it. It came off the side of the net. Played out by the Bengals. Barton got a stick on it to slow it down. Now Akerson's going to have to hustle back to get to that one. She plays it off the boards to Barton, but Barton falls down. Balloon up across center ice with it. Moves into the far side of the zone, cutting middle, gets a shot, deflects off the goalie's stick and goes to the side of the net. Wagner holds that one in at the blue line, throws it down, picked up behind the net by the Bengals. Played out off of Dolly's stick and into the neutral zone. She'll turn back and pick it up, give it to Prosser. Prosser skating through the star zone, up the near side wall, cuts back to the middle, skates to the far side. Cutting middle, pushes it in on net off the goalie's stick. She keeps it there. Now it's loose, bounces to the corner. Picked up by Martinka. She'll throw it forward. The Bengals take it. And now Dolly steps in to hold the zone. Thrown out by the Bengals, but Wagner's there to intercept. Wagner skating forward with the puck, loses it, but chops it forward, gets it to Davis. Davis winds, fires wide of the net. Puck in the corner, played up the far half wall, off of the Bengals player's stick and intercepted by Martinka. She skates to the middle, shoots, deflects way up in the air, fluttering puck over top of the net. Davis gets knocked down. The Bengals take the puck away. They'll play it up the far side wall, chopped out into the neutral zone. Emery sneaks back to steal that one, moves it forward, plays it into the zone. Bengals will go get it. Played out by the Bengals, intercepted by Wagner. She plays it forward through the neutral zone. And that'll be icing. 6:35 remaining in the third period. Stars trailing by 1. Leading in shots on goal, 20-9. Balloon, Martin, Akerson, Prosser, and Hepner out there for the Stars. Face off, pulled to the far side boards. The Bengals will play it down to the corner. Picked up, centering attempt goes through everybody and out to the point. Play it along the boards. Balloon steps in to intercept, but it's moved back towards the net. The Bengals take it. Centered, intercepted by Akerson. She plays it off the boards, now to the neutral zone. Picked up by the Bengals at center ice. She'll skate back into her zone with it. Playing it forward off the wall, off of Hepner's stick, down to the corner. Prosser steals that one from her along the corner. Plays it up the wall. Shot from the point. Deflects and goes way wide. Picked up by Hepner. She moves that puck forward. She's pinned up against the wall there. The puck slows down, stays in the zone. Puck in a pile of bodies there. Now the puck sneaks out and goes right back into the jumble of bodies. Now it's thrown down to the corner. Picked up by Prosser. She'll skate forward with it. She moves that puck forward to Akerson along the wall. Puck brought into the zone by Wagner. Wagner centers it to Akerson. Akerson fires a shot off the goalie's leg. And the Bengals will take that puck and skate it towards the blue line. Out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Wagner. Wagner skates forward with the puck into the zone. Winds, fires a shot into the defender in front of her. And then she's knocked down. Puck along that far side wall, now chipped out by the Bengals into the neutral zone. Right, Garner falls down. Girl skates past Wagner. Peterson saves, covers. Face off, push the far side wall. Bengals will play it towards the point. Hagelin pushes that out to the neutral zone. Hepner throws that one forward. The Bengals are there to grab it at the blue line. They'll play it up the far side boards, chip it off the boards and into the zone. Prosser's going to hustle back to get to it. She hits the brakes, move it back towards Hagelin, up the far side wall. Moves it across to Garner at center ice. Garner skates forward with it. She's knocked off of it. Puck goes to the far corner. Emery pushes that one out to the point to Hepner. Hepner fires one. It's deflected in front. Now played out to the neutral zone by the Bengals. Picked up by Akerson at center ice. She has it tipped off of her stick, and it goes back to Hepner. Hepner plays it along the wall, but the Bengals player's there to stop it. Now Prosser fishes it off the wall. She loses it. Shot, save. Peterson saves again. And the net comes off as Peterson made that second save. Turnover led to a 2-on-0, and Peterson made 2 saves on it. So the faceoff will come just to the right of her as she knocked her own net off. Prosser wins the draw over to Prosser. Bounced off the boards. She plays it forward to Emery. Emery moves that forward to Barton. Barton racing for it. Bengals player is going to beat her there. Barton hauls her down and is going to go back to the box. Face-off will come down to the star zone as the penalty is on Barton. Barton racing for the girl, got her stick around her and yanked her down. All right, Stars go back on the penalty kill for 2 minutes, 3:36 remaining in the game because there's no overtime in these first rounds of the tournament. Face-off pulled back by Blaine. The Bengals played along the wall. Centered. She loses it off her stick, skates it back towards the blue line at the point. Shot wide of the net. Puck bounces out. Shot saved by Peterson. Goes to the girl at the back door. She can't handle it. Played up the far side wall. The Bengals step off the wall with it. Shot. Peterson save. The rebound comes out. Pushed to the corner. Puck played back to the far side corner. Now back to the near side corner. The Bengals take it at the half wall. Played out to the point. Fires a shot wide of the net. Rebound comes across off the side of the net. And Willa Prosser's going to the box for roughing. And the Stars will be down 5-on-3 for 1:16. Face-off sits underneath. Puck move forward. Wagner plays that puck forward. Bloom plays it out in the neutral zone. She keeps after it. Puck played along the far side wall. Now comes back to Balloon. She bangs it off the boards out to center ice. A minute remaining in the first penalty. Balloon's going to race over to it at center ice. She brings it into the zone. Fires a shot. Goalie saves. Turns it away. Wagner finds it. Plays it back out to the neutral zone. Akerson's going to have to hustle to get to it. 45 seconds remaining in the Barton penalty. Puck played out to the neutral zone off a Wagner stick. And it stays in the zone. The Bengals bring it back in. Pass across. Blow the whistle. The ref had the penalty on Blaine, but they'd been playing the puck and he forgot to blow the whistle. Face-off will go back to the Blaine zone. So 4-on-3. Timeout called by the Stars. .202 remaining in the game. Stars have 2 players in the box. 'Alright, face-off come to the left side of the Bengals goaltender. Prosser, Wagner, Akerson out there for the Stars. 26 seconds remaining on Barton's penalty, 1:10 left on Prosser's penalty. Face-off pulled to the near side boards, the Bengals take it. She circles back with it into the corner. Plays it to the far side corner. Pass through the neutral zone. Wagner's going to have to get back to it. Girl makes a move, makes another move, and Prosser comes and just buries her. Prosser moves that puck out to the neutral zone. Puck dumped in off of Akerson, goes to the corner. Wagner chases over onto it. Now it comes over to Akerson at the corner. She fires one and gets intercepted at center ice by the Bengals. They'll play it off the wall, but Wagner's there for it. Wagner moves it across to Akerson in her feet. She can't find it. Now plays it out to the neutral zone for Wagner. Wagner plays it forward. Puck comes back to Akerson. She fires it across to Prosser. Prosser gets a stick on it and goes into the zone. Bengals play it forward along the wall. Akerson gets to it. Played into the corner there. Wagner moves it forward to Prosser. Prosser up the near side boards with it. She loses the puck there to the Bengals, but Wagner picks it up. Wagner fires a shot into the defender in front of her. Akerson plays out and forward off a Bengals player now to the neutral zone. Stars have pulled their goalie. Six-on-4 action here for 34 seconds as the Stars have pulled the goalie. Face off, push forward into the zone. Macy gets to it. Has trouble with it, turns it back. Leaves it there. Shot from the point, deflects. Rebound, shot. It bounces along the goal line and then out. Out to the point for Prosser. Prosser fires a shot. Oh, it tips off of a leg and goes just through the crease and wide. Akerson finds it, skates it towards the middle, it bounces through, and it just gets put wide of the net again. 8 seconds remaining. Prosser with it at the point. 6 seconds. Fires a shot, bounces, turned wide, and that'll do it for the game. Blaine wins 1-0.
Players, please remain on the ice after the handshake line to announce players of the game.
I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. That was in?
Standing right there, the other guy goes, that was in.
I want to know who blew the goal horn if they could see it. Because they turned on the goal horn and the graphics and everything. All right, we'll be back tomorrow.
Players, please remain on the ice.
Player of the game's being announced.
For River Lakes, number 12, Willa Prosser.
Willa Prosser named the player of the game for the Stars.
And for Blaine, number 1, Amelia Fulton.
And the goalie from Blaine with the shutout gets the player of the game for Blaine.